I can't hear you at the moment, Steve. Can you hear me? Yeah. On mine. Okay, mine's pretty loud on here. And my headphones are pretty loud, but yeah, I think I can't hear your voice at all. No, can't hear you. Oh, I heard that. I heard you click then when you, whatever you clicked. Nope. I can hear that clicking. If you're hitting your keyboard or something. Let me just triple check. I mean, I can. Let me just check out settings here. Audio. Duet. Mic volume. Let's do a little test. Yeah, I can hear through the test button. I just can't hear your voice, I'm afraid. No, I don't know. You when you tapped your keyboard, I could hear a click. You did something on your keyboard, and I could hear it. Yeah, I can hear that clickety noise, and I can hear myself now. I think I can hear now. No, I can't hear. It's weird. I can't hear your voice, but I can hear you tapping on the keyboard, and then I heard my voice for a second. Is there some kind of muting on your computer? I can hear what sounds like you tapping on your space bar or something, but I still can't hear your voice. That's really strange. Oh, I can hear you now. If you speak again. No. Maybe it was. So if you push and hold spacebar. Now speak. No. I did hear you for a split second then. Let me just double check. Let me just go to. Is this streamed on YouTube or anything? Let me just have a little look. I can. There we go. I heard you a split second again.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can hear you.
Oh, that's better.
There we go.
Right, okay.
Oh, you've gone again. I continue. Yeah, can't hear you. It clicked, and then you went again. No, I heard it click. I think when you touched something then, but do you have to push and hold that? That'd be annoying for you. Nope. So with that button, I can hear you clicking it, the one on your headphones.
Let me change my mic.
Okay. I can hear you now through your computer, I think.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear that fine. Perfect.
Right, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let's go for this again.
Cool.
Start again. Right. So the sound's all right at the moment, yeah?
Yeah, perfect for me.
Okay, let's start then. Okay, good morning. Well, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
It's usually kind of like, well, yes, okay. Anyway, it's sunny outside, and it's been okay here in the southwest of England, and everything's okay. So, hello and good afternoon to our guest.
Good afternoon.
How are you?
Yes, I'm very well. It is lovely here in London as well, in West London.
So, are you based in West London then, are you?
I live there. I live here now. Yeah, I grew up in Southwest Wales, and now I've lived in London for the last 15 years or so.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Can you tell everybody about yourself?
So yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter. Actually, before lockdown, I would just play covers, and I was doing something called a human jukebox, where I take requests from the audience via Twitter and Instagram and things like that. And I was before lockdown, I was playing 5 nights a week, just doing lots of different gigs in pubs and clubs and things like that. So when it came to lockdown, that all obviously stopped pretty abruptly. So I went and decided to do the same thing online on Facebook, and I was very late to getting the Twitch thing up and running, and I've fallen behind a little bit on that again. But that's fun as well. It's really fun reaching out to different communities and whole different areas of people.
Yeah. How long with your kind of like your singing, your songwriting and your singing and everything? I bet through the period for the COVID, I bet that was difficult for you because you can't do any gigs. You were limited to know where you were going. Was that very difficult for you?
It was. I mean, it actually changed. It changed how I worked. As I said, I was doing so many gigs before lockdown that were covers gigs. I neglected doing my songwriting, really. So going into lockdown actually pushed me into a place where I could write a lot more songs and things like that without because I was playing so many gigs in the evenings. The last thing I wanted to do was pick up a guitar in the daytime to try and write. So I joined a few songwriting groups. One particular one that's a Nashville-based songwriting group that really kind of opened up my songwriting and got me finishing songs. I think that was something that I had an issue with before. Like I would write thousands of ideas for songs, but never really finish them properly. So yeah, lockdown actually gave me the time to push myself to actually get these things finished. And there's the songwriting group that I was part of. It was good because it made you write a song and within 24 hours. So finish a song, even if it's a rubbish song, get it finished. And that was it was funny because it took a lot of pressure off the writing thing. Because I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but always when it came to songwriting, I think I was maybe trying too hard or trying to be cool, and so therefore nothing ever got to the expectation that I'd put on myself. So this with just get the song finished, doesn't matter how good it is, just get it finished. If you're struggling with getting it finished, just put the first thing that comes into your head, because the idea is that you can come back to it another time and go, well, I'll take the nice bits there, and then it can evolve into another song. A lot of the ones that I actually did within that 24-hour period, I only changed a couple of lyrics to when I went to the studio last month to record a load of them, and yeah, it was fun, and it definitely took the pressure off it because yeah, just overthinking songs too much prior to this, and
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
How long does it take for yourself to kind of like write a song? Because I get a lot of people on my podcast and on my radio. I've got a radio as well, and some people they say, "Oh, Steve, yeah, it only takes about a week," but other people it could take them years.
Yeah, I mean exactly that situation. I mean in both of those situations. So the that songwriting group where you have to write a song in 24 hours. So actually, I was because because uh, practicality and you have other things to do in a daytime, right? But you've literally got those 20. Not that you've got 24 hours to do it. You've got those 24 hours to do it. So obviously you're sleeping for 8 of those.
Mm.
So that's straight away whatever that maths is, 16 hours. Plus, you've got to do your normal life stuff. So I actually ended up limiting myself to 1 hour of just getting a song done. So I wasn't necessarily really refining the lyrics and getting it kind of really roughed down. But what I generally was like, right, get a chorus, get a hook, then kind of write a verse around that. And it, like I said, it stopped me from overthinking it. It made me have to just kind of almost free write around whatever the phrase was, or if we had a combination. So sometimes it would be a combination of 10 words. We've got to try and make it, get into it, become a song. And
Hmm.
sometimes it would be 3 or 4 chords. So it would be, yeah, it was a relief almost to be able to just go, you know what, don't need to think about this too much, get it done. And yeah, it just kind of opened that creative channel that that I really felt had been blocked before.
Yeah. Where do you get the ideas for your songs from?
Well, a lot from a lot. I mean, sometimes you've got to go and look for those ideas, and so that can be as simple as, watching, I don't know, Chicago PD, and somebody says a little phrase, like, so a lot of it is from little sayings. So I've got one song that's called "The Boy Who Cried Wolf," right? Then that's just about and it's become about the story of the boy who cried wolf, but that you could relate to then kind of everyday life. So it's just about some people who are so used to lying that they convince themselves that that lie is the truth, and that's kind of how that song evolved. And yeah, that's that. And during lockdown, I was learning how to use a loop pedal, so I was actually it became interesting, kind of getting that thing going on as well.
Yeah, yeah. Um, Through lockdown though, as a kind of like a, playing music and doing everything, I bet it's been really bad for your mental health too. Have you suffered?
Uh, More so about kind of loneliness, really, because I was so used to playing, kind of going out 5 nights a week and having. So on a basic level, so I would have residencies in these different bars. So each all the staff in those bars I get to know really well, and they become friends, and so that becomes people that I can see. Like, I'm seeing these people once a week, and on 5 different nights of the week. So I've got all this people that I see all the time, and then all of a sudden, it's just me and my girlfriend at home, and she's at work, so because she's a teacher. So actually, I'm completely on my own, and the whole, not being allowed to meet people in more than one person or whatever, it adds up. And obviously you as well don't want to, even though you're allowed to meet up with one person, as soon as you met up with that one person, like, am I now not allowed to meet up with another person on a different day, or is that now, like, so it was confusing. But I mean, the thing of what the one form of exercise a day, that really helped me, actually. Just, it kind of kicked my butt into getting out and making sure I actually did one form of exercise a day,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that was,
yeah. It
yeah.
certainly helps, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. So yeah, I'd go out for a run, like even if it's just around the local park. I bought a little indoor cycling trainer, so I jumped on that and was doing that. I actually found as well, doing some exercise really helped with my creativity. Actually, I would find that I was so much more able to. I guess I got more oxygen, more blood flowing around my body, makes everything just up here work a
Yeah.
bit quicker and a bit better. And then, yeah, that worked. That was something that definitely helped. I know that going forward, whenever it, whenever I need to do something creative, I think I'll try and get myself to do something physical,
Mm,
some form of exercise or something beforehand, just to get into that zone again. Because I found it really able to lift me up. And
mm.
yeah,
So your um, where can people actually find your music?
so I've got two just acoustic EPs on Spotify. Um, but loads. So a lot of the songwriting things that I'm doing, those challenges, I've actually been putting up onto YouTube, um, like whilst I'm within the challenge every day. So I'm trying to make myself accountable. Like get a song finished, put it on YouTube, like kind of almost bare your soul, kind of get it out there and get some kind of real time feedback. So I'm just asking people to just I mean, most luckily most of it is positive feedback. So it reinforces you to then do more because you get
Mm, mm.
sometimes it'd be nice to get some constructive feedback, but it's so difficult because at the same time you want to go screw you man I don't care. So it's
Well, well, what we do with our guests is this. What we do with our guests that because we got a radio, um, we kind of like what because we can't we're kind of like a non-profit thing. So what we usually do with people is that we play their music. We say
yeah,
to people, "Well, if you send over your MP3,
yeah,
we will put it on our radio for you.
mm-hmm.
You
Cool,
know, on particular days, so many times a week.
yeah,
You know, and we don't charge for that because at the end of the day, you know, you come on for an interview. Then what we do then is that we offer people back on a later date, then you know, interview some more about you, then play your music at the same time. Um, so it builds up like all my listeners can because at the moment I've got around about 2,000 people listening on the radio.
yeah, that's great, yeah.
So and there's questions coming in, which we'll go to that in a minute. But in the meantime, you know, so and we build it up. See, so we build our audience up, and that's how we work.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, so so let's go to the questions. Dan wants to know what kind of music do you play, and how long does it take you to complete one song?
So I actually play quite a lot of different genres. Actually, so on my new album, there is I think the lead single is going to be called "Agree to Disagree," which is basically a bit of a bluesy number. It's kind of standard blues, um, but in the middle section is going to some slightly more interesting chords, and that just was vocally led really. But then again, on the same album, I've got something that's reminiscent of "Shape of You" by Ed Sheeran. So it's it. it I don't. I think that was something that I had actually had trouble with before. Was I was saying about like trying to be cool and kind of things like that. I've, I would be so I'd write so many songs. Like I've written some on the ukulele and things like that. That I think, well, I would never release that because it just was out. It didn't feel like it was cool. I guess I would
Yeah.
never.
But you never know, do you? Because I've had a lot of people on here. You know, I think we've done around about like oh gosh, around about 600 shows now. You
Yeah,
know, we had quite a lot of people on here who kind of who thought, "Oh no, I don't want to play that," and next minute they play it and they get a good response from it.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, like, so that's with the Nashville songwriting thing. Because there was I was trying to step out of my own comfort zone, so that's why kind of pushed myself to. I was like, right, today, well, because it's a 5-day challenge, so there's you do 5 songs in 5 days. What I try in my head, I decided, right, one of them was going to be a loop pedal song, one of them was going to be something on ukulele, one of them was going to be on another instrument that I, haven't really played. So I've got a mandolin back here that I don't really know how to play, but I knew how to. I worked out how to do 3 or 4 chords, and then wrote something around that. It forced me to kind of. But it makes you write in different styles, because if you don't know how that's going to sound, as soon as the sound is different, yeah, exactly, it evolves that kind of thing. So I write lots of different styles to answer Daniel's question.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Well,
and,
thank you very much for that.
yeah, cool.
Louise wants to know how many musical instruments can you play?
Well, as you can see behind me, there's quite a few there. There's a 12-string. There's just a regular acoustic. I've got. I can move this around a little bit. Is that the right way? Yeah. I've got a bit further again. So I've got Telecaster. I've got an old Dan Electro. That's there we go. That is an oil can guitar. So that's something that you do open tuned stuff, kind of slide guitar stuff on, which I'm not great at, but I'm working on. Behind that, I've got God, I can't do this. But it's a keyboard there. I'm okay at playing keys. I could probably do a gig playing piano, but I definitely my first instrument is definitely acoustic electric guitar. I can play a bit of bass. I've got bits and bobs here, there, and everywhere. Harmonica. So during lockdown, even get to pull out the kazoo, a little bit of everything. So with the loop pedal, I was able to start doing lots of different things as well. So I was even just using an old, it's actually a refillable drinking cup.
All right.
But I was adding things like that into my loops, and it was cool. It really kind of makes you think outside the box. And
well, there you go. How is your 5-day challenge getting on?
Yeah, it's good. So in the during lockdown, there were 3, maybe 4 different 5-day challenges, and yeah, as the songs that have come out of that have been have made it onto my new album. So it's little. So as I say, it was mostly little phrases, or say 10-word. Like a list of random 10 words, and so, for example, let's see, out of my new album, there was "Is It Too Late for a Miracle," "Treehouse Castle," "Pull the Wool Over My Eyes." There was one interesting task. One because it's all completely different every single time. So. One task was write a sequel to a song. So I love The Police, Roxanne being an awesome tune, and I decided, instead of writing a sequel, I wrote a prequel. So if there's this guy, the story of that Police song by Roxanne is about a prostitute and this guy falling in love with a prostitute and it going all crazy. I wrote the kind of prequel to that, of the guy building up the courage to go and talk to that lady, and it worked, and I was happy enough with it that I actually then recorded it, and it's on the new album that's coming out hopefully soon.
All right, okay. Amanda wants to know, do you ever do any? Sorry, Amanda. Right. Okay. Yeah, Amanda wants to know, do you do any thing for television, songs for television?
I've done some songwriting with different songwriters, and there's a French guy called Simon Tellier, who does a lot of writing for films and TV, and we did have a song on something that was on the BBC, but I never found out what it was. All I found was that I had a PRS payment come in for something that had been on the BBC. So I was happy with that. It may have been on one episode. It may have been the theme tune, but I haven't been able to find it.
Okay. When you're not playing, what do you do in your spare time when you're not doing any music?
So I set myself a challenge last year to do an Ironman, and which is basically a really, 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 really long triathlon, and it's yeah. I mean, it was completely naive of me to think that I would just be able to go and do that, and it is actually a lot of hard work. And so thanks to lockdown, because I was playing 5 nights a week, I was drinking, let's say, quite a lot of beer because that was in ready supply at those gigs. And when it's at home, when you're at home and you have to order it online and it arrives at the door, it feels like that is a lot of beer that is arriving. So I cut down quite drastically of that during lockdown, which then went hand in hand with me being me losing weight for starters from drinking less beer, but also it meant that I was in the morning like, hey, let's go. I'm ready to go and do stuff. So I would jump on the bike or go for a run. And so it's really helped my training for that as well.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you very much. Um, Louise wants to know, do you ever if someone kind of wrote a song,
Yeah.
would you ever put music to it? If you had, will you ever put music to it?
I have done that before. I've worked with quite a few different songwriters. And normally I'm the lyrics and vocal guy in that scenario, but I have done that with other people. And I mean, so during lockdown, I threw out the option there of writing songs for people for different events and things like that. And there was one lady got in touch saying that it was her daughter Michaela's 14th birthday, and that she likes to write lyrics for and poetry and things. And I turned, so she literally scanned and sent me a few pages from that she'd written. This is without the daughter Michaela's knowledge, by the way. This is supposed to be a surprise for her birthday. And I turned those lyrics then into a song. And yeah, I mean, they loved it. They paid me to go and do that, which was awesome. Those kind of things really helped me through lockdown as well, because it's all very well being like the whole being at home alone, all of that kind of stuff being getting to you, but also having that you're not allowed to go and work means that you're not allowed to earn any money. Finding ways of doing that was I really had to kind of think outside the box and diversify. So that writing that song, in fact, that song I liked so much that I actually ended up putting on my album as well.
Anyway, thank you very much for joining me.
No worries. Thanks.
What we would love to do sometime is we'd like to book you back in, bring you back,
yep,
and talk to you about your music and everything, and the songs and everything.
Yeah, well, hopefully that album will be available. I think hopefully next month. I'm playing at quite a cool venue in South London called the Bedford. I think people like Ed Sheeran and all that kind of played there, coming up through the ranks, and yeah, that should be all available either on the usual platforms like Spotify and Apple Music and stuff, but also through Bandcamp. So if you want to specifically support me directly, then you can get physical copies and even individual downloads and some interesting different
If you
versions.
send me your MP3s, I'll put it on my radio here.
Cool, that'd be brilliant.
All right.
Perfect.
And I'll book you. I'll get my wife to book you in for next month.
Yeah.
And we can talk about all your songs and everything.
Perfect. Brilliant.
All right.
All right. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you very much for joining me. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So if you are watching on YouTube, if you could come and follow my channel and see those little new ideas and things that I keep dropping now and again, that would be awesome. The YouTube is just youtube.com/Tony Bowen, TonyBowen.
Okay, if you send me the links, I
Yep.
will stick that on our website,
Amazing.
and I'll stick that on our Facebook. If you could kind of like go on to Crossroads Podcast UK on Facebook
Yep.
and leave me a review, I'd be grateful.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
Thank you for that, Tony. Thank you.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Cheers.